100% plant-based. Porkless pies. Welcome to Food Review UK, my name is Stuart, and like all of the cool kids, I have stopped eating meat, because meat, as Morrissey taught us, meat is murder. I haven't eaten any meat for about 3 months, and I've been facing the prospect of my first ever meatless Christmas. Now, for Christmas for me, there's lots of foods that go hand in hand with Christmas, and it's difficult to imagine Christmas without certain foods. One of those is the humble pork pie. So it was with great excitement that we found out that Pork Farms, who are a producer of actual pork pies, have produced these porkless pies, which is a vegan pie, no porkies. Hilarious banter there from the Pork Farms people. And we picked up some of these porkless pies from, I believe, Asda's. Other supermarkets are available, however, the porkless pies may not be available in the other supermarkets. I enjoy a pork pie. Excellent banter. And have been. The concept of not being able to eat them at Christmas is a strange idea. So I'm very pleased to see these. It looks very much like a proper pork pie. It's got the hot water crust rather than just a bog standard pastry. Although these are vegan, so I don't know exactly what's in the pastry. Some form of margarine or whatever, rather than lard, I imagine. They're not particularly healthy. A lot of fat in them, as you'd imagine, because it's still a pastry-based product. I bet it's probably better than healthier than a normal pork pie, though. You'd imagine, wouldn't you? You'd imagine that no pork is healthier than pork. I'm going to chop this pork pie in half, so that you can see the inside of it. Oh, look at that. Doesn't particularly look like a pork pie inside. It looks more authentic on the outside. Inside, that filling feels a little bit less firm than you get with a pork pie. There's no jelly or anything around the outside, and the pastry looks a bit dry. The outside looks brilliant. The inside, not so good. Let's have a taste of the pork pie and see how it is.
MJ here. So yeah, I think I might actually quite like these. I kind of like pork pies, but it's the jelly and the little chunks of fat that creeps me out a bit.
The pastry's a little. It's not quite as crisp as perhaps you'd expect with a pork pie. It hasn't got that snap to it that you get with a saltwater pastry, a hot water pastry. But it's nice. I think if you gave this to someone and didn't tell them that it was a meat-free pie, they would probably think it was a pork pie, because the combinations of herbs and spices and things that they put in are the same that you'd get in a actual pork pie. Now, when I have a pork pie, I often like to have with it a chutney or some form of relish. So I've got this one out of the fridge. This is the Cornish Chili Company red chili jam. I thought I'd better have a try of this with the pork pie. There it is, and see how that affects. Does it elevate the pork pie? Does it make it even more passable? So I'll put a bit of the old chili jam on there. Look at that. With the chili jam on there, which is really nice and spicy, that disguises any inauthenticity. I think you'd be hard pressed to distinguish that. Perhaps texture slightly. It's slightly squishier, less bouncy than a pork pie. But I think you'd be hard pressed to tell the difference flavour wise. The Pork Farms Porkless Pie, 4 stars. The festive 4 stars. There we go. Merry Christmas. Eat less meat. Meat is murder. Meatfreemondays.com. You can do it. Write down, please.
Shut that whistle.
I don't know what you just said then, but that was cool.